Tomorrow is too late. Yesterday is over, and now is exactly the right moment. So start. Hello, guys. So today I welcome you all back again in a new video from InfoZone Lecturette. Hoping that you guys are doing great. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So basically in this video, we are going to talk about the Pegasus spyware. Further, we'll also take a brief discussion about this spyware. Further, we'll talk about the Pegasus project, and then we'll see the various peoples who have been infected from this, and further we'll also see the reactions from various politicians and journalists as well. And further, we'll be concluding the video. So stay tuned up with me till the end of the video to get more knowledge about this spyware. So, talking about the Pegasus spyware, it is basically a malware or malicious software that is created by the Israeli cyber tech firm, that is NSO Group. Further, it is covertly installed on mobile phones and other devices running most versions of iOS and Android. The spyware is named after the mythical winged horse Pegasus, and basically it is a Trojan horse that can be sent flying through the air to infect phones. Also, Amnesty International cybersecurity team revealed forensic evidence of the Pegasus spyware, a zero-click Trojan virus developed by NSO Group. States that this malware provides the attacker full access to the targeted smartphone, its data images, photographs, and conversations, as well as camera, microphone, and geolocations as well. This Pegasus spyware uses a system of zero-click or the zero-day loopholes to infect the phones. Basically, talking about the zero-day or the zero-click loopholes, these are basically loopholes that existed first during when the system was released, or when software was placed into the market first. So basically at that time the companies even don't know about that loopholes, and after 6 to 7 months they come into their knowledge and basically then get fixed. So these loopholes are targeted by these spywares, and they infect the phones. For example, you're going to a restaurant having conversations with any other person, so your microphone will be turned on, the recording will be there, you won't be even getting any knowledge about that. For example, you're roaming around, your camera will be on, you won't be knowing about that. The pictures will be clicked, your personal details, even your encrypted messages can be read with this spyware. It can be sent to the control command, and this spyware has got a basic facility that if it couldn't communicate the command center, or the none communicates from the command center to this spyware, it basically destructs itself within 60 days of its installation. This Pegasus spyware is basically installed in a targeted manner. It is installed using a phishing link. For example, a link comes to you, you click that, a site opens, maybe that contains some information or not, valid to you or not, doesn't matter. But what's going on in the background, the Pegasus spyware is getting installed on your phone, and you won't even acknowledging that. So in simple words, if Pegasus spyware is installed in your phone, then you're carrying a surveillance device with you without your acknowledgement. Your all personal details, your data privacy, everything is being compromised, and you are having a great danger and a risk as well. So guys, we had a brief about this Pegasus spyware. Now basically the video will continue, and we'll talk about this Pegasus project. We'll also try to answer out certain questions, and along with that we'll put certain questions too. This Pegasus project is an international investigative journalism initiative that reveals government's espionage on journalists, opposition politicians, activists, business people, and others using the private NSO Group's Pegasus spyware. Basically, in the year 2020, a database was leaked from NSO Group, which contained around 50,000 phones worldwide. These belong to individuals who identified as people of interest by the clients of Israeli cyber firms named as NSO Group. The list contained numbers of leading opposition politicians, human rights activists, journalists, lawyers, and other political dissidents across the globe. Also, the head of states and the governments were not left apart from this spyware. This information was passed along to 17 media organizations under the umbrella name the Pegasus Project. Over several months, over 80 journalists from various news agencies, for example, The Guardian, Le Monde, Radio France, WDR and India from Germany, The Washington Post, Frontline, and many more, had investigated the spying abuses. The investigation suggested that Pegasus continued to be widely used by authoritarian governments to spy on human rights activists, journalists, and lawyers worldwide, although NSO claims that it is only intended for use against criminals and terrorists. Owing to this, a French journalist noted that, in a matter of cyber surveillance, we observe that abuse is the de facto ruler. Further, Forbidden Stories argues that Pegasus software and its uses de facto constitute a global weapon to silence journalists. The list of those 50,000 revealed includes some eminent personalities as well, including the French President Emmanuel Macron, the former Prime Minister of France Edward Philippe, Prime Minister of Pakistan Imran Khan. And talking from India, these were widely used against opposition leaders, union ministers, journalists, administrators such as election commissioners, and heads of Central Bureau of Investigations and minority leaders as well. Talking specifically about India, this was used against Rahul Gandhi, Prashant Kishore, a political strategist and tactician, Ashok Lavasa, an ex-election commissioner of India, Alok Verma, who was a former director of CBI, then Abhishek Banerjee, a West Bengal politician, and further Siddharth Vardarajan, followed by Ahmad Mansoor and many more. Notably, out of the 50,000 leaked phone numbers, 300 belong to pure Indians. When these reports are traveling through there, it becomes certain to hear a reply from NSO Group too. The NSO Group did not deny the presence of its spyware, responding to the report by stating that they rigorously vetted its customers' human rights record before allowing them to use its spy tools. Further, they also stated that its military-grade Pegasus is only supposed to be used to prevent serious crimes and terrorism. They also stated that its purchasing client government are bidden by a signed contract and license, agreeing to terms of uses and contractually limited to legitimate criminal or terrorist targets. Once sold, the NS Group says it does not know nor can see how its client governments use its spyware. Right. A very interesting question rises over here. NSO Group claims that once sold, the NSO Group is not aware of what the government and how the government uses its spyware. But basically what the question rises is that the leaked database is a single database and it contains 50,000 phone numbers worldwide. So basically, if NSO Group doesn't know about it, then how can that 50,000 number be in a single database, that too altogether, compromising the national security? The official statement stated by the NSO Group states that the NSO does not operate the systems that it sells to vetted government customers and does not have access to the data of its customer targets. NSO does not operate its technology, does not collect, nor possesses, nor has any access to any kind of its data customers. Due to contractual and national security considerations, NSO cannot confirm or deny the identity of our government customers, as well as the identity of customers of which we have shut down systems. Further, talking about India specifically, Article 20 and 21 can never be suspended. Also, Article 21 of the Constitution provides the right to privacy. When these type of spyings are done based on a national interest, for example, spying that involves any harm to national integrity, to any nation's peace or security, compromises the national security, then it termed as legal. But where it comes to a private and personal privacy, and it is not in a national interest, does not follow any legal rules or laws, then it is termed as illegal. Owing to this, criticisms and statements are bound to be reflected back. Similarly, the Editors Guild of India also released a statement directed against the alleged spying made by the Indian government, saying that this act of snooping essentially conveys that journalism and political dissent are now equated with terror. Also, they raised a question that how can a constitutional democracy survive if governments do not make an effort to protect freedom of speech and allow surveillance with such impunity? Also, a demand was raised for a Supreme Court monitored inquiry into the matter. Talking about the Indian political system, the Indian political system is of a full blame game. Further, the government has denied the uses of Pegasus Spyware in their response so far. The government has also denied the request for an investigation or an independent Supreme Court inquiry by the opposition into the matter. Further, replying to the Washington Post's statements, the government said that such news reports were an attempt to malign the Indian democracy and its institution. Further, the former IT Minister of India, Ravi Shankar Prasad, also raised a question that if more than 45 nations are using Pegasus, as NSO has said, then why is only India being targeted? This thing does not stop over here. Further, the IT Minister, Ashwini Vaishnaw, also in a statement in Parliament stated that the reports were highly sensational and they had no factual basis. Also, Amit Shah has condemned the report and he said that this was an attempt to disrupt the monsoon session of the parliament and that the opposition parties were jumping on a bandwagon and trying to derail anything progressive that comes up in the parliament. He also stated that the report was an attempt to derail India's development trajectory through their conspiracies. Not only this, replying to allegations from the opposition, Minister of State in Ministry of Home Affairs Ajay Kumar Mishra said that there is no reason for a probe and the people who made the allegations are just political failures. Further, the Indian National Congress has accused Prime Minister Modi of treason and compromising national security. Further, they also demanded the removal of Ministry of Home and Internal Security Amit Shah and an investigation of the role of Prime Minister Modi into the affair. The West Bengal CM was not left apart from this too. Mamata Banerjee alleged that the central government intends to turn India into a surveillance state where democracy is in a danger. Any issue rising in India and Pakistan is sitting quietly. That's nearly an impossible task. Further, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, whose name was also revealed in the list, has demanded United Nations for an investigation on the Indians for the use of Pegasus spyware. Now a big question rises, that is national security compromise. One must certainly ask a question, that where did the leak of 50,000 mobile phones ostensibly compromised by Pegasus took place? Further, would not the organization that has the list of these targeted phones in its repository have also access to the information gathered from them? Further, it did not clearly originate in India nor in any country. So where is the central repository located and who controls it? Assuming for a moment, hypothetically, that a foreign country has access to data and intelligence gathered using Pegasus, what happens then? Can stealthily procured intelligence be used against a third party for geopolitical ends? One might witness that unfolding in the region very soon. The vulnerability and the danger to national security lies there and is not way ahead, not far from us, but is moving along with us. Cybercrime, cyber warfare, etc. are leading to a number of dangers from which the national security is being compromised. Certainly, the government, the law enforcement agencies should look into the possible matter and should find out what will be the next step and what would be the next solution for this matter. At the moment, it is a very difficult point to say that who did it, why he did it, and what was his interest. Did the government do it, or if any other nation did it? And if any other nation did it, it is nearly a very great risk waiting for India on the way ahead. So, guys, that was all from my side. Hoping that you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, if you have any doubt or you want a video on any topic, please do comment it out below. I'll be very happy reading them out. So with that note, I take it off from you guys. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning. So with that note, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.